Hi, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I'm Anthony Miles, and our show today is called Angel's Door. And our show is about entrepreneurs. We try to get them funding. It's a crowdfunding show. And we try to present entrepreneurs here that have interesting businesses that you'll be interested in investing. And we also have experts that will ask them some questions. And that's basically our show. You want to join us today and have some fun. This is Angel's Door, and I'm the host, Anthony Miles. Introduce our experts for the show. We got an A-team of experts in business knowledge here, and I want to start with our first expert, Dr. Jeff Ryans. Jeff, tell the audience something about yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Miles. My name is Dr. Jeffrey Ryans. I'm a business owner here in Atlanta, Georgia. My primary space has been business and marketing for the past 25 years. I've worked with anything from retail stores, contractors, professionals. So I'm excited to be here to participate on the show this afternoon.
All righty, thank you. Next illustrious guest is Dr. Adrian. Dr. Adrian, tell the audience about your background and about yourself.
Okay, I'm Dr. Adrian. I am a psychotherapist in the Atlanta area. Been in practice for 28 years. I'm the owner of Change Makers LLC, as well as a Change for All 2, which is my nonprofit organization. I am also the host of Relationship Talk with Dr. Adrian on WAOK 1380 News and Talk Radio. And I am pleased to be here because as an entrepreneur of almost 30 years, I like to help businesses grow.
All righty, thank you. Last but not least, we have a new expert on the team. We got a new kid on the block. This is Mr. Lockheed Thompson. And Mr. Thompson, tell the audience about your background. You're joining us today, and we're so blessed to have you. So tell the audience about your background.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Lockheed Thompson, Sr., and I have a background in entrepreneurship, business owner, and my primary focus right now is in the mortgage industry. I'm really focused on helping individuals to either acquire property, refinance property, or get into investing into commercial and real estate properties that they may want to be, positioned into. I also have a very varied background from a personal finance standpoint, because I believe that financial literacy is the key to all successful businesses. Because when we talk about cash flow and management of money, we really need to have a working knowledge and intense business acumen in that space.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us today. How do you feel being here?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
All right. All right. We have our first entrepreneur, and this lady runs a really interesting business. And I'm going to bring her on the show for our first experts to talk to. We have Janelle Russell. Janelle, thank you for joining Angel's Door. Awesome. So I'm going to get out of the way, and I want you to tell our audience about your business and give them your elevator pitch, and I'm going to get out of the way and let you do your thing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello, my name is Janelle Russell. I am the owner and CEO of Chateau Four Paws Pet Spa. I'm located in Fayetteville, Georgia, and I service all dogs within the Atlanta area. I'm also the owner of Paw Aroma Pet Candles. Is a pet odor eliminating candle that I offer for all my pet parents. I'm also the author and CEO of How I Made Six Figures Playing with Dog Hair. It's a 10-step guide to help pet entrepreneurs start their business.
Thank you so much, Janelle. We're very glad you're here this afternoon. If I may start the first question.
Yes.
I'm always excited on what motivated you to start this business.
What motivated me was I started my career in the banking industry, and I gave 8 years of my life working for corporate. It didn't work out, and I basically just took my 401k and opened up my business. I didn't have any knowledge of running a business. I didn't know nothing about the pet industry. I just went off on faith and my passion for animals, and that's how I got started.
So Janelle, you talked about your passion and how you got into the business. In terms of where you want to see this thing grow, what are your thoughts about that? What do what sort of things do you see yourself getting into?
Well, right now, at the moment, like I said, I've been in business for 12 years at a location in Fayetteville. I just bought a van last year to do mobile grooming. I want to offer mobile grooming to clients. And then also in the future, I'm looking to expand to be able to offer boarding and daycare. Like
Okay.
that is my ultimate goal.
Okay, so are you looking to go to a new location and
Yes.
perhaps purchase something? Tell us about what your future plans look
So
like.
my future plans is I'm looking for a location between 5,000 to 8,000 square feet to be able to offer boarding, daycare, training services, also grooming. I want a store to be able to offer treats, food, leashes,
Okay.
collars, anything for your pet. I want it to be like a one-stop shop.
Okay.
Great. And Janelle, one of the things I was thinking about was tell me a little bit about what's your goal? I know you talked about multiple businesses, but what's your primary goal? So that way we understand what your focus is. Because I know you mentioned a number of businesses, but what's your primary focus at this time?
My primary focus is right now is my grooming salon. Like that is my number one bread and butter. Like my focus is on my clients. That's my everyday, that is my everyday focus. That's what I do. I run it from Tuesday to Saturday. We close Sundays and Mondays. So that is my focus.
Okay, thank you.
So how many clients would you say that you currently have?
It's really hard to say a direct number, but on an average weekly, we service probably about 150 to 200 dogs per week.
That's a lot.
From a competitive standpoint, Janelle, why should someone come to your business as opposed to your competitors?
That's a great question. And to be honest with you, I don't know how my competitors run their business. Like that is not my focus.
Mhm.
But as far as me, if a customer decides to allow me to service them, they will get honesty. They will get fair prices. They will come into a clean and safe environment for their animals. They will always see my face. So that is what I provide. And I also provide a good work environment for my staff.
And how are you marketing your business right now? I mean, how do people find out?
I have a marketing team for that
Okay.
because I'm too busy to even have that. But I have a marketing team. They market on Facebook, Instagram. We just joined the TikTok world, so we do that. We run weekly ads on Facebook and Instagram as well.
So we know that one of the primary goals of the show is for you to secure additional funding by individuals that want to invest.
Yes.
Right? Why would an investor really have a desire to invest in your company?
Okay. So that's a great question. The pet industry is $1 billion industry. Everyone owns a pet. 90 million people own a dog, and that's based off of the 2021 census. In my area alone, in Fayetteville and the surrounding areas, over 100,000 people have a dog. So I will always be in business. For the last 12 years, I never had to close down my shop. Even through the pandemic, I was still open. So I feel like if an investor wanted to invest in me, I'm solid and my foundation is already established.
Okay. So my question is a little different. Certainly throughout this pandemic, we had a real push in terms of Black Lives Matter movement. And so as an entrepreneur who is Black, you are in an area that is not a Black dominated field. And so how do you feel like that gives you a competitive edge in terms of people who might be seeking you to support you in terms of your business? Because I think that gives you even more of an edge in terms of people that would want to support you and donate to this cause and crowdfund for you.
That's true. The pet industry isn't a face where myself or my other colleagues are on the face of. It is a white industry. And because of that, I'm happy to be in this field to show other Black pet entrepreneurs that, even though we are outnumbered, you can still join the pet community. And I feel like as far as my clients, like when someone's calling in to check prices, the number one question is this a Black-owned salon?
Mhm.
And they're happy to come in and patronize our business.
Yeah.
Now, do you offer, you're not a veterinarian?
No,
Okay, do you offer that type of service in your business?
no, not at the moment. We do
Is that-
strictly grooming.
Strictly,
Yes.
okay. Is that something you may foresee in the future, or?
Not at the moment,
Okay.
but I will be more than happy to have an area where a mobile vet can come in and do services, and
Mhm.
or if a veterinarian wants to come in a couple of days out the week to be able to
Okay.
offer shots and
Mhm.
other services, then yes, I'm
Okay.
open to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you only specialize in dogs.
Yes.
Why dogs?
That's my passion. Like, honestly, I'm scared of cats.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Alright.
dogs is what where my heart is.
Okay.
Yes, dogs are where my heart is.
Okay.
Okay. And Janelle, when you look at your business, I know you mentioned Fayetteville, but who would you say is your biggest competitor in that space?
My biggest competitor, I would say PetSmart.
Uh-huh.
And PetSmart is here. That's $1 million company. I'm not to that level yet. There have been plenty of other independently owned pet groomers that have opened in the area. They're not there anymore.
Mhm.
So I have been the longest. Like I said, my doors have always been open, and I thank God for that. So really, independently, I don't have any competitors in the Fayetteville area, but if I have to say, it will be PetSmart.
Okay.
And what would get you to the PetSmart level besides capital? I understand that. What
Yes,
do you think?
capital would be
Okay.
the number one. Long term, I want my business to be available for franchise.
Mhm.
I want to be able to provide services and options for people who want to get in this field. And I feel like that will get me to the PetSmart level. Because, if someone wants to start a business and don't know how to, they can buy in. And that's where I feel like the franchise will open doors for other people.
And as a potential investor looking at your business, what type of tracking do you do from a marketing standpoint? How do you know what works and what doesn't work?
It's really a trial and error.
Okay.
So, and I only do one advertising at a time, so I can compare to, like for instance, with Facebook, we do a Facebook ad. So I look at my total engagements, see how many people clicked on the link, see how many people paid for services, and also have booked. So I take
Okay.
Facebook and then I compare it with Instagram, and then I do the same with TikTok.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of why you are here, which is what you are asking for and what you would use the money for. So.
Angel's Door with Dr. D. Anthony Miles is an exciting, hip, and fresh reality television show.
Hi, welcome to Angel's Door. I'm D. Anthony Miles, your host, executive producer.
The 1-hour weekly television show focuses on audience crowdfunding for thriving new businesses that need funding. The show is made of businesses that need capital and funding.
I don't know about hard, but thorough.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
So I'm excited to be here and just talk all things marketing.
Entrepreneurs present their business on the show, then compete for funding. The crowdfunding is provided by investors that watch Angel's Door with Dr. D. Anthony Miles. Tune in weekly to Angel's Door with Dr. D. Anthony Miles.
When we went to break, I told you we were going to come back and ask some harder questions in terms of what you're asking for and what you would do with the money. So this is your opportunity to really tell the viewers exactly what it is that you need. And so think in terms of not just now, but expanding your business beyond now.
Yes. So I'm here today. I'm looking for funds to be able to expand my business into another location. I'm looking to purchase a building between 5,000 to 8,000 square feet. I'm so tired of renting. That's why I want to purchase a building. I'm looking to offer boarding services. I'm looking to offer daycare services. I'm looking to offer training. I also want to have a self-care wash so people will be able to wash their own pets. And I want that to be available 24/7. It's like a car wash for pets. I also want to have a space for a swimming area for dogs in the summer and springtime to be able to play aqua training. So I'm looking for funding to be able to expand.
Okay, so how much is that?
Looking just roughly, I would say if I'm looking to purchase property, between 350,000 to 500,000.
And and with that type of funding, okay, have you already selected a location, area that you're ready to move into?
Well, I haven't selected a location, but I know what area I would like to be in. I would like to be in the Decatur area, somewhere down beside like downtown Decatur, Spelman area, maybe North Druid Hills, but no, I have not located a particular location.
Okay.
And when you look at the funding, we talked about the funding and what you would use it for. What would be, when you look at that 350,000 or that $500 million, what would be the primary use? Is it working capital? Is it development of this facility, or just to purchase the facility?
Well, my thinking is property right now is expensive. So I would not use that whole amount to purchase property. I would probably secure a business loan and use some of that funds to be able to put down for a down payment. And then I would use the remaining of those funds to do the build out. I would need plumbing for tubs. I would need to have a contractor come in to set up individual suites for these dogs. I would need fencing to be able to keep each size breed of dogs separated. I will also need money for security. Like, I have to be able to see what's going on when I'm there and when I'm away. I will also need money for materials. So it's a lot of things that go into expanding and buying and starting a whole brand new business, let alone marketing and advertising.
Let me jump back to your current location now. Tell me a little bit about your team. What size team you have to run your operation now?
So right now, I have approximately 4 to 5 people. I have 3 bathers, and then I have 2 groomers, and then it's myself.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to ask a question, because you're talking about changing location and going to Decatur or the North Druid Hills area, and you've been in Fayetteville for 12 years. So how do you think that would impact the current customer base that you have?
Well, that's the thing. Customers are used to seeing my face, but I feel like if I let them know that I am expanding, they would be happy for me. And I want to be able to spread on each side of the city so I can attract more people. But I feel like Fayetteville has been there for 12 years. It really can run itself.
So you don't plan to shut down your Fayetteville location to just relocate? Okay.
No, this would be an additional.
Okay.
Yes.
An additional space. Okay. All right.
It would still be there.
Yeah. Okay.
And you said your current operation right now, you see about 150 dogs a week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How many additional dogs could you see right now at your current location?
That's pushing it.
Okay.
The space is probably about 1,200 square feet. It's not a large space. We have 2 tubs right now. We have 4 grooming stations. I just expanded, I put a fence, an enclosed fence on the side of the building. So right now we're at our maximum capacity, and we're actually booked for like the next 3 to 4 weeks. We've been booked since the pandemic. We have really seen a growth in business. Yeah.
And you're open 6 days a week? Or?
We're closed Sundays and Mondays, and then Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And Janelle, as you look towards the future and say you secure this funding, what do you see as your biggest challenge or your obstacle, what we call, what's going to keep you up at night?
Cash flow. I feel like with a bigger location comes more problems, not problems, but just more issues. And I feel like my biggest challenge will having someone to be able to run the location, having a staff, making sure that people are equipped to be able to handle that type of space, and me being able to go from front to back and just making sure that the day-to-day activities of this location is ran to the best of its ability.
I just have a question about the mobile piece that you talked about, because you said you purchased a vehicle. What's your time frame in terms of expanding that? Do you plan to wait until you can get a second location, or do you have a plan to start that in the interim?
So right now, the mobile is really not my main concern right now. I bought it in thinking that it would be easy to do, but it really hasn't. But just thinking outside the box, I'm going to put myself on a 12 to maybe 15-month time period to make sure that's up and running, because there is a lot of people that's looking for mobile services. There's a lot of people who just do not feel comfortable, coming back out with COVID, or they don't have the time to bring their dogs. So they're looking for someone to come to their driveway and groom their dogs.
So in terms of starting that piece, how does this 350 to 500,000 factor into that? Is that so? That's not, you don't need that funding in order to get your mobile piece up and running.
The van is already paid for in cash, and basically I already have a contractor that's working on the inside of getting that right, and I'm just paying that out of my account.
Okay.
Do you have that van wrapped already?
No, I do not have it wrapped. I think that will be the last piece.
Because I was going to say that's something you can use as advertising. Even though you may not be ready to start the service, it can still float around town and get people into your door right now. Yeah. So,
and I think the only reason why I haven't put 100% into that is because the shop has all of my time.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wrap and a driver.
Yep.
That work for you.
No, a driver that can perform the services. Then you're getting a 2 for 1.
Well,
yeah. We don't need a driver that can't help with the dogs.
And you mentioned something that I had not heard of, and maybe it's out there, but offering an aqua piece to the. Is somebody doing that now in Fayetteville?
Well, no, not in Fayetteville.
Okay.
It's this place that I follow on social media. They have like 3 pools that's in their back of their facility. And it's just, the summertime, springtime, dogs want to play in the water. And then they also offer training for like senior dogs that just need to make sure that, they stay active.
Okay.
I think that would be a great thing to add.
Yeah.
And Janelle, when you look at your business now and in the future, what would you say is your competitive advantage?
My work ethic. Like, I feel like everyone can't be an entrepreneur, and it really takes a special type of person to become an entrepreneur. And I feel like my work ethic shows that. Like, my customers know that regardless of what I'm going through, I'ma always show up. I've been through a divorce. I've had a baby, went through postpartum. Like, my father died, and I always showed up for work. And I always come in not bringing in my problems to work. I'm there to provide a service for my clients, and that's that. So I just feel like my work ethic and just me being personable with every client that walks through my door.
So before we close, what is it that you would like to leave as your parting thoughts for the viewers? What is it that you want to say to them in order to get them to support you?
I came here today hoping to show my face and to show people that there is other ethnicity groups that want to start or have been in the pet industry. And I'm happy to be here. I thank you for this opportunity. And I just hope and pray that you all see my vision and invest.
Janelle, we'd like to thank you for coming this afternoon. We've learned a lot, and I'm sure the viewers have learned a lot. And wish you much continued success with your business.
Absolutely.
Get that.
Angel's Door with Dr. D. Anthony Miles is an exciting, hip, and fresh reality television show.
Hi, welcome to Angel's Door. I'm D. Anthony Miles, your host, executive producer.
The one-hour weekly television show focuses on audience crowdfunding for thriving new businesses that need funding. The show is made of businesses that need capital and funding.
I don't know about hard, but thorough.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
So I'm excited to be here and just talk all things marketing.
Entrepreneurs present their business on the show, then compete for funding. The crowdfunding is provided by investors that watch Angel's Door with Dr. D. Anthony Miles. Tune in weekly to Angel's Door with Dr. D. Anthony Miles.
All righty. You heard from an entrepreneur. Let's talk to the experts, and they're going to get their insights, so that follows up what their perspectives are about the business. And Chateau for Paws, tell me what you thought, Jeff, what you heard from Janelle.
I was very impressed with the business owner. I love the business model. That industry will continue to grow. And for those folks that, I used to own a dog myself. My dog unfortunately passed away last year, but I'm looking to get another dog. Once you've had a dog, you'll do everything you possibly can to make sure that dog is taken care of. It's just like a child to you.
Oh, yeah.
So I see long-term success with Chateau for Paws. I just see that business growing tremendously with the right help.
You see a lot of growth in this industry, or for maybe a target segment? Tell me your thoughts.
Well,
You're the marketing
I
expert.
like the fact that she's going into different areas because there's then a couple of areas that she mentioned. I think that those are great markets for her. I like the fact that she's looking to purchase a building as opposed to rent. She'll have more space and she can do more things.
Right.
So I think her vision is right on point. Obviously, she's put a lot of time in this business. For a business owner to survive 12 years, especially going through a pandemic, and she maintained her doors open, that's an accomplishment in itself right there. Because so many businesses were not able to keep their doors open during that time frame.
Absolutely.
So,
You see any downside? I know you like the business model. You see any downside?
I don't see any downside. Not with that particular business, because that market continues to grow. And actually, the pandemic, looking at research, it shows that families that have kids, that there's a pet in the household. Research shows that students tend to do better in school. Not sure if you knew that or not, but and that's one of the reasons why I had a pet for my daughter. So.
Oh, interesting. All righty.
I just wish that the dog could do math. But.
Yes, indeed. Jeff, thank you so much. Oh, I love your perspective on that. Dr. Adrian, I know you got something to say. I know you got something to impart us with your knowledge. What's your thoughts?
Well, I want to piggyback on everything that Dr. Jeff said. I love, of course, the entrepreneur. I love the concept of the business. And, to echo what you said in terms of having animals, in my industry of mental health, it says that you increase your longevity when you have pets in your household. So decreases depression and anxiety, increases longevity of life. And so I definitely think that it is an industry that will continue to grow and she can have a lot of success. Now, my concern, because I do have a concern. I think that $350,000 to $500,000 might be a little low, because we have such an increase in, the real estate market right now. I just don't know that she would be able to find what she's looking for and to be able to, have the pools there. When I think about the pools, I've been pricing pools for my home, and the lowest bid was $80,000. And so I said, thank you, and we'll see you later.
That didn't include water.
Right. That's to dig the hole. And so I don't know in terms of the type of pool that she would need for a dog, in terms of chemicals and all of that, how it might look different, if she might have to go with a saltwater pool. And so just thinking in terms of what her plan is, my recommendation would be that she really go and do some more research in terms of her price costing and the things that she wants to expand into and what those actual numbers might look like.
I forgot to ask Dr. Jeff this, so I'm going to pitch this to you, Dr. Adrian. Do you see an opportunity for expansion like Dr. Jeff was alluding to, ecosystems? Go from having a veterinarian on staff or having pet adoption services, services that complement the business. Do you see opportunity for that?
Absolutely. So I currently no longer use a regular veterinarian for my dog. And so what I have is a mobile veterinarian who's actually out of Florida. And they actually go from different locations just to administer the shots for dogs.
Right.
And so you can get an exam, you can get the shots, and it's as simple as finding out where their locations are. And they're always looking for locations. So I think that's the perfect opportunity to partner with a veterinarian.
Partnership.
Partnership.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Expansion and partnership.
Awesome. All right. Mr. Lockheed, I know you got something to say. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Janelle was excellent. I mean, as a business owner, she was able to articulate a very clear vision. And I think her competitive advantage is, even though pet grooming is her primary right now, she hit on some key areas, what we call verticals.
Right.
So if she's already doing grooming, and then you come in with, like she said, she has the book. And then in addition to the book, she has the pet odor candle. So what she's doing is kind of goes back to business 101. She's identified a need where there's another opportunity. So like with the pet candle, I'm a pet owner, so I know even though we take good care of them, wash them, what have you, if you have a dog in a house, over time you kind of get desensitized to that smell. But somebody who's coming from the outside in,
right,
they may have okay, there's an animal in the house. So to have a candle, in the candle industry, that's a whole nother vector by itself, but to have a pet odor candle, I think is tremendous. The other part that she brought on that I thought was very ingenious, which was the way she was thinking about her funding. Because our primary focus is for us to have investors to crowdfund for her business so she can accumulate funds from that space, but then she's also looking at going out seeking business funding. Use the investment funding as part of either her down payment or maybe working capital or something else, but she hasn't dedicated the crowdfunding to the need. So if she's purchasing real estate, she's going to have a down payment, cash to close or closing costs. So she can use part of that for that and not exhaust the business, funding part.
Like leverage a little bit.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very ingenious. And the other part that I think is very critical is that it sounds like she's already mastered the location that she's in, because she's at capacity with 150 to 200 dogs. So that's saying that if she had additional capacity, then she could do more, which would mean more revenue. So, and she's already did a proof of concept very well in the location that she's in. So I think she's definitely on the right track, and it would be something that someone that's looking to invest, it would be a good investment for.
Awesome. Done some really good observations. We'll take a break here. They gave you their insight. I mean, you can't do any better. I got 3 experts here. I mean, 3 heads are better than 1. Those are really great insights. So we'll be back and we'll talk about what we're going to do from here on out, and we'll be right back. Okay. Here's the fun part, audience. This is Angel's Door. You heard from the entrepreneur. You heard from the experts. So this is where we are right now. So this is the part where you call in the 1-800 number and decide how much you want to invest into the business. And in this case, it's Janelle's business, Chateau for Paws. She has a really great business, and you heard from our experts. It has a lot of potential, a lot of opportunities for growth. We have our 4 investment levels, the 25, 50, 7,500 and over. And you see the 1-800 number, and you decide how much you want to invest in this groundbreaking almost business. And I think you get your return on investment. So you see the number, and that's how much, whatever pricing levels, investment levels you want to invest in. She definitely will appreciate it. Chateau for Paws. Thank you for joining us today. We had an awesome show, and I want to reintroduce our guests. We have Dr. Jeff Ryans, Dr. Adrian, and Mr. Lockheed Thompson. You can't get any better than that. These people gave you the playbook, so they're going to be joining us again. So I want to thank you for joining us today. This is Angel's Door. I'm Anthony Miles, host and executive producer. Thank you so much.